did a review of Calvin's car, the E92 M3, legendary. But today, we got a little something else for y'all. The M4. Can it compete with its legendary big sister? We shall see. Let's dive into it. Alright, the Noah Drive 229 here. Calvin, what's up? You know how we do it. We got a beautiful M4 here today, and we got Miss Shay, lady driven M4. And so we just gonna talk to her today, kind of, I guess, get her impressions on it before we take it out for a spin. What do you think about the M4? Like, what made you choose it or whatever?
I absolutely love it. Everything about it is just really sweet. I mean, I like all the curves and just how it looks, and then the ride is just phenomenal.
How long have you had it? It kind of sounds like she was describing the woman, by the way.
A little bit over. Oh gosh, over I guess a year and a half now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you done any mods to it?
No mods.
No mods. Okay. Stock.
Yep, it's all stock.
Okay, so if you had to say one thing you do not like about it, what would it be?
Sometimes the seats will scrape against the top of the roof of the car, like if you have them too high. But I mean, people wouldn't really notice it because a typical driver is not going to have like two little people jumping in and out all the time. So,
Right.
You know, but I like everything else about it. I mean, it's really nice.
Okay. So being a lady driving this car, do people pull up on you all the time and you have to hit it on them?
Of course.
You do? Okay.
And they always underestimate me.
Okay.
I never will forget the day when some guy in I think it was an AMG S63 or something like that. It was a Benz. And I don't know, I guess he just knew he was gonna, you know, put me to shame or something. I was like ready for him. I was like, okay. I wasn't even sweating him. It was early in the morning. Wasn't even, you know, I was just chilling. I only had to go a quarter of a block to, you know, get to work or whatever. But he tested me. Yeah, so I just had to go ahead and let him have
One
it.
time for the M.
That's right.
That's real. Right, that's real.
One time for the M. That's how we do.
That's Shay. Thanks to her for letting us review her beautiful M4. Me and Calvin gonna hop in it now, right?
That's right.
Right, let's go.
Alright guys, Calvin D from Noah Drive 229. We're sitting in the lovely BMW M4 with Miss Shay back here. She's been so gracious as to let us borrow this car. And what we're gonna be kind of doing, y'all, is just kind of giving y'all our impressions on the M4. It's a very talked about car in the car industry. Everybody loves it, either you love it or you hate it, but you gotta respect it. So D's in the seat driving right now. I'm gonna let him give y'all his impressions on it right now.
Okay, so starting out, I mean, obviously we're kind of in the city, so I mean, you can't really do nothing crazy. But the transmission, I think I have it in the automatic mode, and it's all right, but it feels much better. Like, I can already tell I would rather have the dual clutch, because I recently drove a stick M4, and I personally think that BMW stick sucks. It doesn't suck, but it's not really that good, especially for an M car. So first impressions already just kind of going slow is the transmission, the dual clutch is much better. So yeah, dual clutch is definitely better than the manual. I would suggest getting that. Secondly, let's see, steering, it feels really tight. What mode are we in, Shay?
Sport Plus.
Sport Plus. So this is like everything is the tightest it can be.
Yeah,
okay.
It can go up one notch.
Yeah, it can go up one more notch. Okay. The steering feels good. I mean, it's typical BMW. I will say, just obviously not really pushing it yet. Driving around in the city is comfortable, but I'm gonna be honest, I can tell a difference between Calvin's M3. And that's not really to say anything is wrong with this steering. It's just not quite as amazing as his was. So, but I mean, in the city, it feels pretty comfortable. I mean, we're in Sport Plus, and the ride's not like terrible, is it? I mean, it's, you know, it's pretty comfortable. I can definitely drive this every day. Do you drive this every day, Shay?
I do.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, so it ain't hitting it. There's a bit of turbo lag. There's a bit of turbo lag. Brakes are good. Are these carbons on here, or you got a regular brake, Shay?
Regular.
Okay, she has a regular brakes, but they feel plenty powerful enough.
The argument has been made that these are better than the carbon ceramic.
Yeah, when I just hit it just then, I felt no like lack of braking power.
Right.
I think the braking distance is like less than 100 feet, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, don't really know why you would need carbons, but yeah, the braking feels good. I mean, just driving it slowly, it feels almost perfect, even just for a daily. Like, even if this wasn't an M4, like, it's a pretty perfect daily. She got the wood grain, which I usually don't like, but it's actually, I still probably wouldn't get it myself, but it looks nice in hers.
I think I would, dude. Like, I'm usually not a fan of wood grain in any car other than like a big body S-Class.
Right.
But this wood grain looks good. I like the dark tone of it. It still has kind of an aggressive, sporty look without giving up your total luxury feel.
There's a little bit of turbo lag. How do you feel about the turbo lag, Shay?
It seems like it has no lag. You gotta put it in manual mode though.
Oh.
And then press it. You put it in the
Okay, now it's in manual mode.
to the right.
To the right. Now it's in manual
And
mode.
then you gotta downshift.
Oh, okay, yeah, there is no turbo lag. That's much better.
You probably were waiting on the car to shift is what you were waiting on.
Yeah. I do hear the blow off too. I like that.
Dude, it sounds really nice.
It sounds pretty good. Like, people talk about how bad it sounds. And you think that's just because yours sounded so good? The E92 sounds so good?
Yeah, I think, you know, as car guys, we don't like change. Every time a car changes in any way, we're, you know, very against it until, you know, time goes on, we get used to it, we accept it as a norm. For example, people hated my car when it came out because they felt like it was too, the V8 was against everything the M3 stood for. It should have been the inline 6.
Right.
Well, when you bring out the V8 and then you go back to the inline 6, now people are mad about that. People are just going to be upset about everything. You got to go with the time. So, and this is just a better performing car than mine is. I mean, just, you can't really deny that.
And better on gas at the same time, too.
Yeah.
Because yours is like
Pretty sure everything's better on gas in my car. Literally everything.
I think what it
Even
is.
that UPS truck.
I think what it is with the sound thing, what do you call it? Like, now that you've had something, you know, you miss it. Like, once you've had a really fine girl,
Nostalgia.
and now you got to go back to this, like, you know, average looking chick who there's nothing wrong with her.
Right.
You know, because you had the 10 chick, you know, when you go back to the 8, you're like, meh.
Right.
I think that's what it is with the exhaust from the M4.
I think had the M3 never existed without all the exhaust options that it did, the E92,
Right.
you wouldn't have an issue with the way this car sounded.
Right.
Granted, I will say I wish they would just take out the piping of the sound into the car. Just take that out and let the car sing on its own.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I don't think the car sounds that bad.
Yeah.
But, and that's coming from somebody who drives an E92 M3 every day.
Right.
And I still don't think it sounds that bad. Do I think it sounds better? No, but
Especially because this one stopped. Let's
Yeah.
do a pull here. See this truck. Chill out. Chill out, bro. That's fun, bro.
it's a nice car.
Is there a launch control? Isn't it like very difficult to like activate?
No.
It's not very difficult to activate?
Same way as mine. Traction control off, push the lever forward, hold it down. Don't do it though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do
You're
it.
gonna spin.
Oh.
Yeah, if it's the same as my car, which I'm sure it is, it's traction control off, and then highest shift mode. Hold the lever forward, hold the gas down, let the lever go when you want to take off.
How do you normally launch it, Shay?
I don't.
Ah.
My husband was doing it sometimes, I think. But he hadn't gotten it for yet.
Well, let me not launch it if she don't launch it. But
I like how you said that. I don't.
I know.
Like you
She
should.
was like, you should do that. I like it. Like, I don't know. This is making strong arguments against the Z06.
Look, I've been making strong arguments to get the Z06.
I mean, this really does everything. Bro, it's reasonably good on gas. You're gonna beat pretty much everybody, especially if you tune it at all. It doesn't sound that bad, especially because this one stopped. So, with an exhaust,
This is gonna be a ton more affordable and practical than the Z06.
yep. Because I can get one of these for like 54, 55, like still under warranty.
Yeah.
Because that one had what, 7,000 miles on it?
Yep.
55,000. A
Yeah,
Z06 is gonna hit me for 70.
Have a back seat that is also usable.
Right. Because she's back there chilling, right?
Yep.
She back there chilling in the back seat, and then at any moment I can like downshift. Little wheel spin.
Never lacking for fun in this car.
This is fun, man.
Shay, let me ask you a question. You ever find yourself driving this car and getting bored? think so. You don't get bored in a car like this, dude.
No.
Not to mention, had you done that in the city in a Z06, you would have been like facing the other direction.
Shay, do you pretty much beat most cars who try you in this?
Oh yeah.
Pretty much. Okay.
Mhm.
Like, what things have you lost to, if any? Just to give us like an idea of like real world, because you know, like the numbers you see on Motor Trend and stuff, they're like perfect conditions. So
Yeah.
you know.
Just the M5 really.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming that's her husband's
Right.
that she's locked to. Because Tay don't play no games.
That's right.
Tay don't give you no mercy.
This friend has an M6, and I think he might can pull on me a little, but I can keep up with him.
That's pretty impressive.
That's
though.
pretty impressive from this car. I mean, it has everything. What else you want? Like, nothing is gonna just pull away from you unless like a Huracan or something.
Yeah, I mean, but once again, in the real world, first of all, how many people are you pulling up on with a Huracan?
Right. That's true.
Secondly, I mean, in traffic in Atlanta, like getting through stuff, it's more about, you know, your driving than your all-out speed.
Right.
Because once again, like I said, if you had done that in a Z06, you would have been facing the other direction.
Right.
Whereas in this car, it's relatively controllable.
You wanna drive it?
Yeah.
So we gonna switch out. Right.
So, as some of you on the channel know, I own an E92 M3. It's my daily driver right now. And I've driven a few of the M4s. I love the car. Performance-wise, I mean, people can say what they want about the M4, but it's a superior car to the older M3, which it should be because it's the successor to it. The only thing that people tend to have an issue with this car is the emotion that it evokes. They don't feel like the car sounds good enough. They don't feel like the steering feel is real enough. They feel like a lot of things are, they feel like a lot of things are wrong on that front with this car. And I tend to agree on a couple of the issues, but I think a lot of them are blown out of proportion. For example, like we mentioned with the sound. I don't feel like the car sounds as bad as people make it seem. I feel like the car actually sounds pretty good compared to, you know, considering that it's a straight 6 turbo motor, so turbos tend to eat up your sound. But I like how BMW went through the effort of making sure you had some blow-off valve sounds and something to kind of give you a little bit of emotion while you're driving it. The steering feel does not feel like mine, but it's not hydraulic, it is electric, so you're not gonna get that same feel. It's really hard to mimic that, and nobody's been able to do it perfectly, so you can't blame BMW for that. Nobody's just been able to do that at all.
As far as the sound goes, I feel like just with a car like this, you just want it to sound loud enough and good enough so that people know, you know, when you pull up, if you hit it, like, oh, there's something special about that car.
Right.
Like, that's not a base 4
Right.
series, you know? And I think that they did that. Especially if you put an exhaust, you can probably hear it from, like, down the street, I'm sure.
Yeah, I know there's a couple guys that live up near me, and I've heard them going past, and it's like, oh yeah, that's an M4. Like, I know the M4 sound when I hear it now. Which, I mean, that says a lot about a car, because once again, like in one of my videos I mentioned, any car that has a special sound that I know before I see it, I love it. I feel like every car should have its own unique signature sound, and that's one thing I love about the M4 is that it does have that. I know one when I hear one.
I gotta talk about her interior some more, bro. This is what I would get. Do you know what this is called? Like, this color?
Moon sand, I believe.
Moon sand. That is what I want if I get the M4. Which I'm strongly considering it. Like I say, they're just gonna keep going in it.
Right.
I think the interior kind of is where the Z06 versus M4 battle also like
Ends. There is no battle. There's no battle to that, bro. Like the Corvette, Chevrolet can't make an interior, dude.
it's better, bro.
It's better, but I mean, it's like going from a ugly girl to an average girl. Just get the bad girl.
Practicality and interior and transmission, dang, that's 3 things.
Yeah.
Kills.
I like the rev match downshifts. They don't have as quick of a response as my car because it's not naturally aspirated, but I mean, what can you complain about? I like
Not a whole lot to complain about.
I like it. I love how in this car I can feel how the chassis is substantially stiffer than the one in my car. Because in my car sometimes I do feel the flaws of it, and it is a design that goes back to 08, so you're gonna feel the flaws in it.
Right.
Whereas this car feels a lot newer, it feels a lot stiffer, it just feels like the better performance car. Power is there at all times. There's much more torque than my car ever had. I mean, even with a supercharger, this car still rivals my car in torque.
How much do we rev up to in this car? 7 grand?
Looks like about 7,400. 73, 7,400 looks like what I'm looking at. honestly, now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever taken one of these up to red line. Because I'm always kind of in a place where I'm, you know, back and forth between second and third gear.
In its segment, you think it's the best out of the segment? You got the C63.
Yeah, you know,
RS5.
as much as I love my M's, I respect the AMGs very much. And that new C63, man.
What do you think about the new C63, Shay? It's alright.
I wouldn't trade it.
You would still take your M4 over?
That's right.
Why is that?
Because this is just me.
It's the M-Addicts, baby. We don't do no AMG around here. Okay? I don't know, man. I kind of feel like I mentioned before, I kind of feel like if you do the comparison, it's almost like they shouldn't be compared to each other, but they should. Because it's like the M4 feels so much more like a track-focused car. The C63 feels like a daily car that can go to the track. Whereas this just feels like it's
But
ready.
This feels like a daily car, though. I mean,
It's comfortable, that's the thing about it, but it feels more track-focused while being comfortable. The C63 feels like it's focused on being comfortable,
Right.
but can go to the track.
right.
That's what I like about this car, is that it feels more like a performance car. And to me, it looks more like one, too. It looks a little bit more
It
aggressive.
does. The C63 just looks really expensive.
Yeah.
It's really.
Classy, and,
Yeah.
you know. Which, you know, that's not a bad thing, but
Right.
if you go, I feel like if you're going for a performance car, you want the whole experience. And I feel like this delivers a little bit more on the performance side of things.
Also, you have to pay significantly more for.
Which is ridiculous, because it doesn't offer significantly more than an M4.
And I guess we're just gonna ignore the RS5. We're just gonna.
It's trash.
Okay.
Crap out of here.
Other than that, there's nothing really except for, I mean, the Camaro. But I mean, if you care about your interior, then that's not an option.
Yeah, I don't.
If you don't care about your interior, then I guess the Camaro.
If you're talking pure performance, like it's been shown, the Camaro SS will beat the M4. Sad to say it, but it will. But if you're talking about an overall driving experience and something you want to drive home in, you want the M4. That's just kind of being realistic about it.
I bet if you asked like 50 car guys, would you rather pull up in an M4 or a Camaro? Like 90% of them would say M4.
Yeah, I kind of feel like, and I don't want nobody to take this the wrong way. I'm not against Camaros. I think American cars are great budget performance, but I kind of feel like everything's a justification when you're dealing with Camaro guys, because it's always like, I own a Camaro, it says, but it'll beat such and such because I did this. When an M4, you never see anybody pull up and say, I own an M4 and it'll beat. You know, they just kind of say, I own an M4 and that's it. You don't have to justify it.
Right.
It's kind of how the 335 guys were. They were like, oh, I own a 335, but I'll beat your M3. It doesn't matter. You still had to say, but it'll do this. Is this what we're turning right here?
No idea. I did see that PF change back there. Did you see that?
No, nigga.
Man, there's a PF change back there.
Sick of you and this Oriental food, bro.
Bro, what's wrong with the Oriental? Bro, you didn't hear the weekend say he got a sweet Asian chick. She go like,
I don't care. I'm tired of Oriental food. That's nice right there.
yeah, that's right there.
I gotta figure out where the heck we came from. Overall, I think it's a really nice car, dude. I don't have any issues with this car anymore. My main issue with the car, and people are saying from previous videos, was the sound. But the more I get into them, I guess, and on the forums they told me that was gonna happen. The sound grows on you, and you eventually you're just like, whatever. This is the better car.
The sound is definitely not bad. I mean, it's not as good, but it's not bad. It's like the one thing that's kind of like maybe a 7.
Right.
You know?
Right. It's kind of like having a girl that's got a good job. She looks nice. She's got a lot of things going for herself, but maybe her cooking ain't that great.
Right.
Like, it ain't bad, but it ain't great.
Right.
You can
And
get
there's
over
things
that.
you can do to make it better.
Right.
You know?
You know, throw a little bit of salt on there for
Right.
you. Hit it with
Salt,
yeah.
hit it with the salt.
Yeah, I don't think people can really complain about this car as much as they do. Like, what is there to hate? There's nothing to hate about this car at all.
And it looks good. We gotta talk about that.
It is a fairly good.
Just like from the
car.
outside.
Yep. Exterior looks good. Interior looks good. You feel like the man when you drive it.
So that's been a quick, like, kind of in-depth review of the M4. We're gonna do another video separately where we really compare it, like, in all aspects to Calvin's M3 to kind of see which generation M is, you know, better for not only performance but just to live with
As
every
a
day
fun driver's car, yeah.
and just to have fun with. So once again, we'd like to thank Shay and so that's been a quick review of the M4. It's Calvin. Quick shot to the interior, and once again, we'd like to thank Miss Shay for letting us drive her car.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So yeah, more videos coming soon, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's been D, Calvin, No Wheel Drive with Shay in the back, Lady Driven M4. Y'all have a good day.
It's not